So chimney repair today, huh?
Right. So I actually know the homeowner, and this is a great situation because they're gonna let us get up there. They wanted us to inspect the chimney.
I like the flat roof, easy to work on. I was surprised walking in to see the whole thing barricaded off. I mean, I know safety is important, but is this overkill?
Not overkill at all. It's what we need. It's OSHA compliant.
Yep.
Okay, the barricade up top is gonna allow us not to wear a harness,
Oh, that's nice.
which lets us move around a little bit better. The stairs are gonna let us have easy access with equipment, material, everything we need.
Better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry is exactly right.
Oh, Mark, I do love a flat roof.
All right, and this is why you hire a professional to do this. Again, look at the barricades.
Yep.
Safety is paramount.
Okay, and here's the subject matter right here.
This is the subject right here.
So this chimney, any chimney, what's a homeowner worried about?
So water infiltration is always the biggest enemy to any chimney, and there are 3 spots that water can come in. Top,
Okay.
in through these joints, and sometimes the bricks and the flashing.
Well, let's start with the top. So that little vent thing there tells us that this is not wood burning. This is for some mechanical equipment in the basement.
Exactly. This is a vent, and it comes with a metal flange. Now, if you look at the chimney behind us over there, Kevin,
Yeah.
you'll see that cap is made of concrete. Now, I don't want to do that here because this metal and this brick is not really compatible during the freeze-thaw situation. So what we're going to do is take this flange, which does have a bevel, so the water's going to shed, and we're going to use caulking and place it, glue it down to the brick.
So you like this application, what's being used and the way it's installed?
I do. The caulking allows for the flexibility.
As I look at that one over there,
Yes.
what don't you like about that?
What I don't like about that is the way they fastened everything. So you're going to put screws in each corner of that cap. That's going to go into the concrete. There's going to be a hole there. That's where the water's going to get in and eventually turn to ice and break up.
Gotcha. So you don't like the mechanical fastener, you like the flexible one in the adhesive caulk.
Exactly.
Okay, so that stays.
Yep.
Here on the face? what am I
Here
looking
on the
at?
face, you can see these brick to brick. The mortar joint is broken. That's why we're going to want to grind out this chimney in its entirety. So this joint will come, this joint will come, and all the way through the chimney. That's going to help us in 2 ways. It's going to help us get all these cracks and make them solid, but it's also going to give us uniformity.
So I understand completely why you'd want to fix that, but this looks pretty good to me. I mean, is this
Right.
towards your point of if you only did a little bit now and then a little bit later, you'd be paying for the scaffolding twice?
Exactly. So that's the most important part. Once you're up here, this is not a ton of work,
Yeah.
but putting all these barricades up, putting the stairs and the staging and getting the staging up, that's very expensive.
When you dragged your finger across some of this, I saw some of this aggregate fall out. What
Right.
does that tell you?
So that tells me this is the original mortar and it's very aged. When we use our jointer, we call it a slick.
Yeah, I remember
That seals that mortar. Right here, you can see all this exposed aggregate. That means the weather has hit it for years and years and years.
The slick is gone.
The slick is gone, and now this joint actually acts as a sponge, so it's taking the water in itself.
Okay, more water.
Yep.
So moving down to our flashing, your thoughts?
Right? So this is a rubber roof, and as you see, they've taken the rubber and they've brought it 8 to 10 inches up onto the brickwork, which is the way we want it. They've affixed it properly, so I don't see anything that's broken. I don't see anything that could be a potential leak, so we're going to leave this in place.
Okay, so it's really water is the thing that's going to tip off a homeowner to the fact that they've got a problem.
Right. That and a bad draft. So if the fireplace isn't working properly and they have a downdraft,
Yeah.
all you have to do is come outside, look around. All these trees may be a factor in causing a downdraft. This hill behind us is also suspect.
How's that work, the hill?
So when the wind comes off a big hill like that, it wants to beat down, and so it'll hit the top of the chimney and beat down and cause a bad draft.
So how high should it be, and is this higher than a normal? Or?
Yeah, so code is about 2 feet, but I suspect when they were building this chimney about 100 years ago, they felt that downdraft on their back.
Oh, really?
And instead of staying with code, which was 2 feet, they picked it up another couple feet,
Cool.
and that enhanced the draft.
That's pretty cool. All
Right.
right. So top is good, bottom is good. You want to chase the middle.
Right?
All right, let's repoint.
Let's get going.
Easy to inspect up here, Mark, when we're right up next to it. But if you're a homeowner, you don't have staging, can you inspect it from the ground? And how frequently should we be checking our chimney?
So what you should know is you have a 50-year product.
House is older than 50 years, say 75 or so. Send someone up to give it a good inspection.
Exactly. If you're buying the house, the home inspector, he'll probably touch on the chimney, one of his first things, especially given the age of the house. But definitely get someone on the roof because you're not going to see what you and I have seen from the ground.
So you gave me a 4-inch grinder right here.
Yep, that's hooked up to our HEPA vac, which is going to collect the dust. What you're going to want to do is keep that nose down into the joint because that's where the hose is. That's what picks up the dust.
Okay, so that goes to the face of the mortar.
Exactly.
All right, so you want me to start with the grinder?
You're going to go this way. You're going to go horizontal. You're going to give me a good feel to start with, and then I'm going to follow you up with a chisel, and I'm going to do all the verticals with a chisel. And the reason for that, Kevin, that 4-inch blade, it may override onto this brick on the bottom, or it may override to that brick on the top, but either one we don't want to touch.
What you're saying is you don't trust me to be
No, I
careful.
trust you.
Oh, you
I
do
just don't
now.
trust me. Yeah.
Let's get the gear on and do it.
All right. Why don't you get the water in the brush and we'll start cleaning out these joints. Once you brush the wetness on, it absorbs, and therefore it will not take the water out of our mix. Now we're ready to fill the joints. My mortar is always going to be an oatmealish consistency is what I like to say, and we're always going to use a type N. Type N allows for a brick to move a little bit in the weather that we have up here.
So that's a flexible type.
Very flexible. And again, we're going to notice that the joints that we have are a little thicker. That's going to make the tool that we're going to use a little bit thicker.
Yep, and you call that a?
This is just a regular margin trowel pointer.
Yep.
And right there, I'm going to start out always doing my verticals first.
So you know I'm going to have you do all the verticals.
Yeah.
Because that little flip and scoop thing that you do,
Yeah.
I don't do.
Well, that's taken me a long time to perfect. But one of the things you do want to make sure you do with any tool is make sure you push that mortar back until you have contact with the existing mortar.
Yeah.
That way we'll know that it's full, and that's very important. Again, why? Because of water infiltration.
Okay.
All right, Kevin, so this is the last head joint for this side. Now what I'm gonna do is just show you how I want the bed joint done. And again, it's the same thing. Just make sure you push all the way to the back so we have full joints.
Yep.
Again, everything is about water infiltration.
Okay.
All right, and this is how easy it is to...
Gotcha. What could possibly go wrong as you
All right.
scoop it off there like you got 40 years of experience?
I may. All right, Kevin, so you're gonna stay here, do these horizontal joints. I'm gonna jump on the other side and continue the verticals right there. You can use that. I'm gonna use this.
I got another bucket here if you
Another
want to take
bucket.
yours. So Mark, in terms of prevention, to prevent this sort of deterioration from happening, anything you can do on the inside of the house to stop this?
Nothing really, Kevin. This is a chimney that's, again, a hole in your roof, so it's out in the elements. Mother Nature is gonna do what she's gonna do. So just do your due diligence, pay attention to it, and act accordingly.
Okay, a little extra mortar down there, don't look too close.
All right, well, great job. But we do have a couple more steps, Kevin. First, we're gonna come back in a few days and we're gonna wash this with a nice masonry detergent.
Okay.
After that, we're gonna let it dry, and then I'm gonna use the sprayer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put waterproofing agent in it, and then I'm gonna spray this whole chimney down. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from the bottom up. People sometimes wanna go from the top down, but if I did that, I'd end up with some streaking all the way
Oh, I
down
gotcha.
there. So
Okay.
I want to start from the bottom, that way I'll be wet on wet and not wet on dry.
And you're a big fan of the waterproofing. You bring it up a lot.
Yeah, huge fan of the waterproofing. Number one, it's going to protect our investment, so.
All right, well, I learned a lot, and I know homeowners have learned some too. They know what to look for, but they also know what to ask their mason to make sure they're getting a good job. So,
exactly.
Good day.
All right.
Let's get out
Thanks
of
for
here.
your help, Kevin.
Got it, my pleasure.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.